I've always had a passion for being around and learning about animals. When I was younger, going to zoos and animal parks was always a part of my life. I wanted to share my passion with family and friends, so I started working with people that loved animals as much as I did, and my YouTube channel was born.
We are here. We are back in Pennsylvania at Clyde Reptiland. I have some awesome videos planned for you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy. Welcome back to my animal education series. Today I'm here with Jeff at Clyde Reptiland. Hello.
Hello.
So, what do we have here behind us?
These are Green Anacondas.
And how many do you have in here?
There's two. They're both females. The females grow larger than the males. And the anacondas are South American, I guess you could call them water boas. They're found in or near water, which isn't hard to do in South America. And they're thought to be one of the biggest, heaviest snakes in the world. Perhaps secondary to the reticulated pythons of Asia in length, but certainly much more heavy body than the reticulated python. So you could say they're one of the largest, certainly one of the largest species of snake in the world.
Well, how heavy do they get?
Well, these two individuals are around 14 feet long, which isn't very long for an anaconda. They're still growing. But they're about 120 pounds each. The larger one may be a little bit more. So if you figure you have an anaconda maybe 18 to 20 feet long, you're talking about several hundred pounds easily.
It's pretty crazy, but I imagine a lot has to do with diet.
Well, yeah, they're like other snakes. They eat other animals. They eat a variety of things. These particular individuals like birds, so they eat chickens. Don't care for rabbits like our other big constrictors. But in the wild, they're opportunistic feeders. They'll eat waterfowl, sometimes even turtles, sometimes fish even, but mostly warm-blooded things like mammals that come near the water.
I've seen videos of them at least attempting to eat like capybara and even caiman.
Caiman.
When I see like anaconda and caiman, like you really don't know which one's gonna win in that circumstance.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting that would even take on a caiman, I think.
Well, when they're real hungry,
yes.
and like I said, they're opportunistic feeders. Sometimes you gotta go with what's available.
Like if you're starving and the opportunity's there, you have to take it.
And it's a tough fight, yeah, because caimans are very strong. They have those big sharp teeth.
And then they have a very tough skin. Mm-hmm. They're like a formidable foe for the anaconda. So you said they mostly found water. So what adaptations do they have for that?
Well, they're able to withstand long periods of time in water without having skin problems. In fact, they would probably have more skin problems being in a dry environment. So they can hold their breath long, they can swim well, they're just well adapted for being in or at least near water all the time.
And if they're in or at least near water, it probably helps with such heavy weight because when we're in water, it doesn't feel like how much we move. It's a lot easier to move. So if they're such a heavy snake, it might be easier to move around in the water.
Yeah, that's very true. They are such a heavy-bodied snake, and water provides buoyancy for them. So I'm sure that is more relaxing for them.
So how do the anacondas kill their food?
Well, they're constrictors. It's not as efficient way of subduing their prey as the venom and venomous snakes, but it works very well in that they grab a hold of it, throw some coils around it, and squeeze. They're very strong, so they constrict their prey. Then it's safe to swallow.
And you told me a quite interesting story about the snake here on the right. Do you mind telling the viewers this?
Yeah, when these snakes first came here from somebody who had them long term, it disrupted things enough where the snake went without eating for over 2 years.
Wow.
didn't lose much weight, it still looked good, but just would not eat. And then finally one day, it just decided to eat and has been a good eater since then. So the stories you may hear about snakes going a long time without eating, the bigger the snake is, the heavier body, the longer they could probably go because they have reserves. So that was interesting, though, to go that long without eating at all.
And of course, many people know from movies and sci-fi, there's a lot of myths surrounding larger snakes, specifically the anaconda. So could you try to clear some of those up for people?
Well, because they are such large snakes, like the anacondas and the reticulated pythons in Asia, and even to a certain extent the African rock pythons, do they and can they eat people? There are a handful of documented instances where large constrictors have swallowed humans. But that's a pretty large meal. It's a lot of work. So more often than not, that certainly will not happen with any regularity. It's possible strictly because of their size, because anacondas and reticulated pythons can both get over 20 feet long, and that's a very large snake. So they could certainly eat something the size of a human, especially a smaller human, but it's a lot of work, and it would take unusual circumstances to happen.
Well, thank you so much for telling us about the Green Anaconda. I think it's a very unique species.
Very so, yeah, very unique.
You don't see a whole lot of them, especially in the pet trade, because they get so big. It's kind of hard to do that.
Yes.
And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Don't forget to leave a big thumbs up down below, subscribe to my channel, and also check out my Instagram, @ColeShirt. As always, I'll see you next week.